What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Train, as usual. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Today, we're going to talk about WNBA point guards. So I guess technically point guards across the board. Across the board, WNBA is the name of the game for today. But, before we do that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment, tell anyone about the show, because I'm trying to get the ratings up a little bit, just a little bit. And if you wonder where you heard this before, because you've been listening to me Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I greatly appreciate your support. Now, point guards. I judge them on the following criteria, right? I think there's a difference between point guard and player, so just flow with me. Decision making, right at the top. Like, if you can't give me a good assist to turnover ratio, we got problems. If you can't lead my team the way I would need you to be the extension of the coach onto the floor, we got question marks. You could be a good player. You can maybe be a combo guard, but there's a difference between combo and point. Combo is more for the scoring guards who can play make. Point guard are the playmakers who can actually score, who can get a bucket. Next, we got to talk about the scoring and efficiency. It's great that you can get a bucket, but technically speaking, anybody can get a bucket. The efficiency, how impactful your scoring actually is, stuff like that matters. If you're just a shot chucker, it's cool, but you're not really a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Point guards are really more efficient, on more the efficient side, if you will. Also, your defensive production, it's not specifically stat-based. Stats are kind of factored in, right? But it's not exactly stat-based, just to be clear. So it's just because you got more steals and blocks than somebody else doesn't mean you're the better defensive player. You could actually be going up against worse competition. So that's why your numbers are elevated. So again, it's not just defense. It's not just stats-based. You got to look at how people move too. And then finally, leadership. And I probably should put leadership at number 3, honestly, maybe even number 1. But again, it does encompass 1 through 3, because decision making, that helps with your leadership. Scoring and efficiency. If you're not scoring the ball, it may take away from your leadership. And I'm not talking about scoring 20. I'm talking about getting even 10 points efficiently. You got to be able to control the team. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm looking at point guards, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to focus on 3 young ladies, because these ladies are very talented in the game of basketball for the W. They can get a bucket. They can play make, right? There's levels to it, though. So my question is, who would you rather have on your team between these 3 young ladies? Paige Bueckers, Caitlin Clark, and Olivia Miles. I think these 3 women are going to be in discussions like these for years to come when we talk about it, right? Let's talk about let's keep it fair. Okay, let's keep it fair. Let's talk about their rookie seasons only. Paige, giving us 19 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds with 2 turnovers, shooting 48% from the field, 33% from the 3, and 89% from the free throw line. Those are not bad numbers at all whatsoever. And again, this is her first season as a pro. Caitlin Clark, first season as a pro, rookie year. 19 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds with 6 turnovers on 42% from the field, 34% from the 3, 91% from the free throw line. Those aren't bad numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Those are not bad numbers at all. Kudos, Caitlin. Again, her first season as a pro. Now, Olivia Miles, 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds with 3 turnovers on 52% from the field, 34% from the 3, 90% from the free throw line. If you flowed with me earlier, I told you my how I view point guards is decision making, right? Things like assist to turnover ratio, scoring and efficiency, defensive production, and it's not specifically based on stats, so that one you can say it's a little bit subjective. Cool, heard you. And then leadership as well. Again, we can say that one's a little subjective as well too, but those are my criteria. So let's talk about here the decision making, right? The assist to turnover ratio. It leans Paige's way. Now, keep in mind, I have my answer already as to who I choose. I have the order listed up already as well, too. And I'm going to say that. But we're going to talk about here my criteria before I give my final answer. So, again, it leans Paige's way in terms of decision making. And, again, we're basing this off their rookie season. That's fair. And I think Olivia Miles still has a couple more games to play, right, for her rookie season to be complete. So let's wait till the end of this season to see where I actually officially land. I'll let you know if I change them, but this is how I'm looking at it right now because we have about 10, 11 games into the season already. A quarter of the season's already been played. But remember, decision-making leans Paige Bueckers' way. She got a 2.7 assist to turnover ratio. So that means every 2.1 assist she gets one turnover. That ain't bad. Like, elite guards should have a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Now, Olivia Miles, she has a 2.2 assist to turnover ratio, meaning every 2.2 assists she gets one turnover. Caitlin Clark, as wonderful as she has, as good as her numbers look, she only at 1.5, which is not terrible. It's just not elite decision-making. And yes, I hear people saying, well, she got pressured and double-teamed. Heard you. I've seen Paige Bueckers get double-teamed. I've seen Olivia Miles get double-teamed. Like, you mean tell me they don't use the pick? They don't try to have screens set for them? Word? You mean tell me that defenses don't try to jump these two? They don't try to double these two? They don't try to pressure these two? All right, cool. Heard you. Like I said, it leans Paige for me. Kind of a landslide. Next up, Olivia Miles. Following that, Caitlin Clark. If you don't agree, cool. I'd be curious as to why you don't agree with that. Let's move on, because keep in mind too, that also applies to their college days. Like their freshman seasons, Paige Bueckers had a 2.3 assist turnover ratio. Olivia Miles 1.95 rounds up to 2. Caitlin Clark 1.47 rounds up to, I guess, 1.5, which maybe that 1.5 rounds up to 2. But that's a much bigger rounding that's needed for Caitlin than it is for Olivia Miles. To be clear, 1.95, 1.47. That's a lot of distance. So again, the decision-making has always leaned that order. Just saying. But again, it's Paige for me, then Olivia, then Caitlin. Scoring and efficiency. This is one where it gets a little tricky, right? Because again, I told you all, scoring-wise, they're all around 19 points a game. Olivia is the only one that is the lowest scorer with 17. But the efficiency, I said scoring and efficiency. It's cool to be able to get a bucket, but ladies and gentlemen, it goes again. Paige, Olivia, then Caitlin. For that 2 extra points that Caitlin has over Olivia, the field goal efficiency leans Olivia 52% to 42%. Again, 52% for Olivia, 42% for Caitlin. That's from the field. The 3-point line, something that Caitlin is supposed to be stellar on. Remember, this is rookie seasons. 34% apiece. Heard you, right? So that's Caitlin's supposed to be best attribute of her game. Olivia got 34% from the field, from the 3-point line. Matter of fact, Caitlin actually lost her rookie record with 7 threes in the game because Olivia hit 8. Again, rookie records. And then free throw percentage. I mean, Caitlin wins by 1, but it's 1%. Now, keep in mind, Paige Bueckers across the field, we got 48%, 33%, 89%. So, personally, when we talk about both scoring and efficiency, again, the efficiency piece is what brings down Caitlin for me. Paige is at 48% from the field, 33% from the free throw line, 89% from the free throw line, opposed to Olivia's 32 and 54 with 90. So, I'm going to give it to Olivia because she's winning right now. Right, but we got a few more games to play. So if those numbers remain the same, hey yo, Olivia owns something. You know what I mean? Like, so Olivia she owns one right now. But again, it would be Olivia, then Paige, then Caitlin, because scoring and efficiency. And keep in mind, the scoring piece for sure definitely leaned Caitlin's way in college. Okay, like I'll give you that. It leaned Caitlin's way in college. Okay. But then if we're being honest, too, the efficiency piece still leaned Paige and Olivia Miles' way as well. Well, maybe not Olivia, because Olivia wasn't the best shooter from 3. She was shooting 27% from the 3. But Paige was hooping pretty well. 20 points. What was it? 52% from the field, 46% from 3, 87% for the free throw line. Paige was giving me what? Caitlin was giving me what? 47 from the field, 41 from the three. Good numbers, though. 27 points. Good numbers. But there is a trend that I'm seeing. Olivia's the only one that's kind of messing up my trend personally. But again, if we're talking about right now, it goes Olivia, then Paige, then Caitlin. But we got more games to see. Defensive production. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were just focusing on the stats, I hear it, right? This one's an interesting one. Because, again, I go Olivia or Paige. Now, Paige is getting rookie seasons, ladies and gentlemen. 1.6 steals, 0.5 blocks. Caitlin Clark, 1.3 steals, 0.7 blocks. Olivia Miles, 1.5 steals, 0.7 blocks. But remember, I said it's not all stat-based. So you can't just solely look at the numbers, right? Like, if I wanted to do that, I could say, well, then it should be Paige. Because even in the college days, she had higher numbers than these girls. And she's probably playing, like, let's be clear, okay? Courtney Williams on the Lynx can defend. Kayla McBuckets can defend, right? Like, the Lynx are probably a better defensive team than the Dallas Wings, and that can help out Olivia Miles' numbers. Or Caitlin Clark might not be guarding the better players on the perimeter, so her numbers could be better. Because if we're looking at this current season, Paige's defensive numbers are down. It's like 0.4 steals, 0.3 blocks. Very disgusting work. But I told y'all, she had in her rookie year, just last season, 1.6 steals, 0.5 blocks. For defense, I want to say it's a tie between Olivia and Paige for me, just because of their intangibles. Yeah, they're even the shorter players between Caitlin and these two. But I think Olivia Miles is a little bit more quicker. Not more quicker. Oh, my gosh. I think she's quicker. I think she's a little quicker. I don't think either one is overly stronger than the other. I think Paige may be the stronger one out of the three. I think they're all relatively good lengthwise. So when I'm looking at this, again, why do I lean Olivia and Paige over Caitlin? I think, again, they both are quicker. I think they both naturally are okay with guarding the tougher perimeter assignments. And you guys can try to say, oh, well, Caitlin has more responsibilities. I don't think that's the case. I really, truly don't. You might have been able to make that case in college. I don't think we can make that case now. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, again, I told y'all this is a little bit more on the subjective side. You can say this is more opinionated than other areas. But defense for me, I think Paige and Olivia have the tougher defensive assignments. But then when I'm looking at it too, Paige may have the toughest defensive assignments because, again, Olivia does have the better defensive-oriented team. And Caitlin's not like, usually you got Kelsey Mitchell defending the better perimeter players or Lexi Hull. You don't have Caitlin. I've seen Paige Bueckers be locked in on Caitlin Clark early on. And again, Caitlin's one of their better perimeter players. So again, ladies and gentlemen, subjective, but that's where I go with that. Leadership. I look at it as follows. I lean Paige for leadership, which again, this is subjective. Heard you, right? But she is the definitive leader on her team. Like, yeah, Enrique's there, right? The incumbent. Jessica Shepard been hooping this season. But Paige is definitively the better leader on the team. She's not, maybe I shouldn't say better leader. That might be too subjective. But she is the leader of the team. Olivia, I think she's establishing herself as a leader in her rookie year. But we still got Nafisa Collier. We still got Kayla McBride. You know what I'm saying? Like, Courtney Williams, I think, is a cool vet. Leader could be a little questionable, but she has leadership qualities. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, Olivia still has to go up against a talented veteran team to get over the hump, which is why I have her number 2, because I do think she is becoming a leader on this team. Now, to be clear, Paige already became a leader last year, and that was over Enrique, who I think has good leadership qualities, to be clear. Olivia has to battle that, so whose journey is tougher? Maybe Olivia's. But I do think Olivia might not be the leader that Paige is. I think Paige is a little bit more fun-oriented. I'm not saying Olivia is not fun, and that's why I said this is when it gets a little subjective, because I don't know these two ladies from Adam or Eve. But I'm telling you right now, just my own eyes, from what I've seen outside looking in, I would think Paige would be the better leader. Like if we're talking about these two women on Team USA, I think Paige could get the nod as Team USA captain over Olivia. And that is no slight to Olivia at all. It's just what I've seen. Caitlin, I don't think she's the leader on the team. I think you still have Kelsey Mitchell. I think you still have Aaliyah Boston. And because they carry them as far as they did just last season, that's got to hold some weight as to them being still leaders on the team. They got drafted there first, right? Or they were playing there first before Caitlin got drafted. I think the fandom leans Caitlin Clark, but the leadership, like who galvanizes the troops in the locker room, I think it's Kelsey and Aaliyah. But again, I'm not in the locker rooms, so I'm just outside looking in, assuming that. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I told you all how I view a point guard, how I determine a point guard. Decision-making, scoring efficiency, defensive production, and leadership. And again, these ladies, we went down all of those. So my answer on who I think is the better point guard is, in fact, Paige Bueckers. Then after that, Olivia Miles. Followed after that, Caitlin Clark. And I know that sounds weird to say because, again, if you base it off the numbers, Caitlin's numbers look better than Paige's and Olivia's. But we're talking about decision-making, which leans Paige. We're talking about scoring and efficiency, which goes between Paige and Olivia. Defensive production, jump ball between Paige and Olivia. And leadership, I go Paige. Not once did I say anything about Caitlin Clark. You want to talk about turnovers? All right, now we can talk. Efficiency or inefficiency? Now we can talk. And again, I'm not trying to slight her too much. She's a good player. I would just rather have these two as my point guards over Caitlin. And it's crazy, too, because we're only like 11 games into the season for Olivia. So I want to see if that holds up. Because if these numbers, if her production continues to hold up this way, the WNBA is going to be looking pretty for the next couple seasons. Because we also got younger players coming in, too. Like, I still can't wait for Juju. And I want to see how Jersey produces. Yo, we got some, oh, my gosh. Yeah, we got some talent for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, y'all heard what I'm looking for in a point guard. So I'm curious, one, how do y'all like my thought process? And then two, out of these three players, Paige Bueckers, Caitlin Clark, Olivia Miles, who would you choose as your point guard for your team? And who do you think is the better player? I would love to hear y'all thoughts. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that does conclude the end of the episode. So please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone, one, about the WNBA, and two, about my show. My name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. I hope you're all having a good one. Take care.